is Hafsa welcoming you for a brand new year. Today's recipe is an Egyptian classic. In Arabic means mother. Ali literally means mother of Ali. It is the national dessert of Egypt and is commonly known as Omali in the Arab world. Let's bring the milk to a boil and reduce it by thickening the milk first. Meanwhile, let's peep into the story, or rather the history of Ali. Believe me, this story is no less than a Game of Thrones. You can make a whole sequel out of it. Ali, the Egyptian desert itself, has a little bit of a dark history. Originated as a desert, distributed as a celebration of the death of Shajar ad-Dur. Who is she? What's the history? Let's get to know. Shajar ad-Dur literally means tree of pearls, whose royal name was Al-Malika Asmat ad-Din Khalil Shajar ad-Dur, nicknamed Khalil, mother of Khalil, was a ruler of Egypt. She was the wife of As-Salih Ayyub, the last of the Ayyubid Sultan. After the death of her first husband, As-Salih Ayyub, she played a crucial role during the 7th Crusade against Egypt and managed the country from collapse. She guarded the death of the Sultan to keep the armies in front and later captured Louis IX. The dead Sultan's son, Al-Muazzam Turan Shah, arrives in Egypt and is enthroned. Troubles began between Turan Shah on one side and Shajar ad-Dur and the Mamluks on the other. The Mamluk slaves murder his son and heir. Shajar ad-Dur, the widow of As-Salih Ayyub, becomes the Sultana of Egypt, marking the end of the Ayyubid reign and the start of the Mamluk era. She marries the Atabek, commander-in-chief Emir Aybak, the first of Egypt's Mamluk sultans, Izz al-Din Aybak, and crowns him the Sultan. After 7 years of rule, disputes and suspicion became part of the relation between Aybak and Shajar. Aybak flees to Syria, decides to marry the daughter of the Ayyubid Emir of Mosul. Shajar ad-Dur, feeling at risk and betrayed by Aybak, the man whom she had made a sultan, has him murdered by servants while he was taking a bath. Shajar ad-Dur and the servants get arrested. The son of Aybak, the 15-year-old Al-Mansur Ali, becomes the new sultan. Shajar ad-Dur is stripped and beaten to death with clogs by the bondmaids of Al-Mansur Ali and his mother. Ali was born in the royal kitchens of Egypt to celebrate the death of Shajar ad-Dur. Traditionally, it is made of baked puff pastry, filo or rowa, which is Egyptian flatbread combined with milk and nuts sprinkled with cinnamon. Let's get to the ingredients now. Today, I will be using a local variety of puff pastry which is available in our bakery nearby. 2 dozens of it to fill my tray roughly will be enough. A 1/4 cup of fresh cream, 3 tablespoons of dried desiccated coconut powder, 3 to 4 tablespoons of condensed milk, and some nuts to garnish. Let's start by arranging our puff pastries onto an oven-proof flat dish. Ideally, you may use any kind of puff pastry or filo pastry. Restaurants do use stale or day-old croissants mixed with filo pastry crust to enhance flavor. I have tried all 3 and each of them gives a unique taste, slightly different from each other. When choosing croissants, use the plain or the butter croissants only, not the ones with za'atar or any kind of spice. This is ready. Let's keep it aside. Next, for our milk mixture, we shall add 3 tablespoons of desiccated coconut powder, followed by 3 to 4 tablespoons of condensed milk. You may adjust the sweetness to your requirements, but remember, the mixture needs to be slightly on the sweeter side, as it tends to become bland once absorbed into the puff pastry. So, a little extra sweetness will balance the flavors. Let's add in 750 ml of milk to it and stir it well to blend them evenly. Once this milk mixture is ready, we shall pour it over the tray of puff pastries we have kept it arranged before. Since these puff pastries are light, they may tend to float a bit. Ensure they are soaked well, pushing them into the tray time to time. Using the fork, work on a bit, pushing it to sink in well if required. Let it sit aside for a while until they all get soaked up thoroughly. And when they are fully soaked in, add in the next batch of milk and keep repeating it until you run out of the whole milk mixture. I have used a small square tray here, but if you wish, you may use any oven-proof tray and let the whole milk sit in it till the whole milk is absorbed. One advantage in doing this way I have done is that you can control the milk mixture by not over-drenching it. Most restaurants do serve you Umm Ali, which sometimes is quite watery with more milk and less of filler in it. I love to have a good bite of it every time I eat. That's the reason why I have not used the traditional filo pastry and substituted it with my baker's puff pastry instead, which works best for me. Moreover, the butter content is less in mine as compared to the traditional recipe. Variations can be worked with this dish. Powdered cinnamon is traditionally used, but I'm not using that today as I simply love the combination of milk, dry powdered coconut, cream and the pistachios. Alternately, you can try a couple of cardamom too. It will add to a different flavor. Our puff pastries have been fully dosed in milk and they have completely got bloated with the milk mixture. Traditional puff pastry won't take this longer as mine to soak as they are really soft and brittle too. So time taken to soak will reduce accordingly. This needs to go into our oven for about 20 to 25 minutes or until it's baked well. But before that, we need to pour in our fresh cream onto the top and drizzle it generously with a bed of nuts. Pistachios make an ideal combination, although any choice of nuts is welcome too. After 20 to 25 minutes, when the top layer of the cream starts to brown, it's done. Serve it hot and enjoy the dessert. Baking is not mandatory, yet it enhances the flavors. If you are using the filler pastry, you may serve it right away too, without baking when it is warm. Or you may wait for a while or even the next day and bake it later with a layer of cream. And serve it hot as we did it in this recipe. Any leftovers? No worries. Repeat the baking instructions and it will be as good or even better. And the special tip for serving Umm Ali would be to serve it either hot or warm, by adding a couple of tablespoons of warm milk over it so it's loosened up well before serving. Hope you enjoyed trying our Omali. Do let us know if you enjoyed the history of the desert we brought in during this episode. It helps us in knowing your interests better and make the right choices for future episodes. Hope you're enjoying our work. If so, a sub will be great by pressing the subscribe button, and don't forget to show us your love by clicking the like button and sharing your valuable comments. Follow us on Instagram. Join us on Pinterest. See you soon with another culinary venture. For now, from my home to yours. This is it for now.